Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very lovely evening to you, and it's that time on Thursday when we bring you a very inspiring episode of the Purpose and You Talk Show with your favorite life purpose mastery coach, Mr. Purpose International. I'm extremely excited about tonight's show because of the guest that I have that will be joining me on the show tonight. On the background, the song of Moses Akko, I Come in the Volume of the Book, to do your will, oh God. Tonight we are talking about the script of purpose, and that's why this song is so apt. So wherever you're joining us from, please leave a comment of your location and what you probably do for a living. I will do your will. So let's wait a bit for most of our followers to join, and we're going to have a very wonderful time tonight. The script of purpose with Grant-Ekong, an amazing filmmaker. Alright, she's already joined us, but let's just wait a bit for a bit of traffic to this live. If you're just joining us from wherever you're joining us from, please send this comment, send this link rather to your contacts that Mr. Purpose is live. The background song is the song of Moses Akko, I Come in the Volume of the Books. Tonight we're talking about the script of purpose, and I'm going to read her profile, then bring her up live. Also, we should be ready to buy some good books tonight, because our guest is not just a filmmaker, she also just recently authored her very first book. Sorry for that. Okay. So I'm going to read her profile in a bit, then we'll bring her up live so that we don't run down the clock. Okay. All right. About the guest we have tonight, she's a woman that has many parts. She wears many hats, and in my opinion, she has a lionic hat, lionic gene. She's very bold, very brave, extremely beautiful. What she does with a sense of purpose. So Grant-Ekong is an award-winning filmmaker with over 15 years of experience in film and television. She has worked on major productions for platforms including Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, and is the founder of Jove Productions and Jove Academy. Married to Grant-Ekong and blessed with 2 children, Joy is a devoted lover of God and is deeply passionate about the things of God, while remaining committed to excellence and the advancement of African cinema globally. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please let us give it up. I'm bringing her up shortly. Bravo! Wow. Okay, let me stop the music now so that we can focus 100%. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Purpose.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We finally get to do this with you. You look amazing. You look amazing. You look amazing. Wow, wow, wow. All right, I'm going to welcome you with the official. We have a yes. All right, so that is my shaker that I use for worship. So welcome to the Purpose and You Talk Show. How's it been? And how have you been? It's been a
I've been
minute.
good.
It's been a minute. The last time I saw you, you were on the set of Just Us Girls as Iyamina. You know, clapping, clapping the slippers together and putting it on your head. And that character, I don't think there are two people that can play that character anywhere in the world. It's strictly you. So welcome to the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining. We'll just get right into it. This is the Purpose and You Talk Show. We talk everything that has to do with what you do. Purpose for us is like the foundation of success after being born again. You know, a lot of Christians just they are comfortable being saved and being heaven bound. A lot of people, a lot of Christians, I'm speaking in the context of believers now, uh,
Mm-hmm.
after many years of being saved, you now see them causing trouble inside the church, blinding others with the light, rather than taking that light to go shine it out there in the world. So that's our focus as a ministry. That's my focus as a person. And this is what I've invested the last 17 years of my life as a crusader to tell young people after you met Jesus, there's a reason why he put you on this earth. You must locate yourself in the grand scheme, grand plan that God has, and then use your natural gifts to fulfill that purpose. And you are such a gifted woman. You know, I know a bit of your story, but tonight I'm sure I'm going to be hearing the unscripted version.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's
Great
get right
pleasure.
into it. So for those who have seen your beautiful face for the first time, who is Joy-Ekong Grant? Who is
Okay.
Joy-Ekong Grant?
Okay. My name is Joy Grant-Ekong.
Oh, Joy Grant-Ekong. Okay,
Oh,
thank you for
yes.
the correction.
Yes. First a child of God.
Mm,
Yes. Recognizing the fact that I'm a child of God first.
okay,
And I'm somebody that discovered where I'm supposed to flourish, my industry where I'm supposed to be planted. So by so doing, I would say Joy Grant-Ekong is a is an multiple award-winning producer, um, both local and internationally. And
wow,
most times I'm behind the camera.
yeah,
I, I just believe that there's so much work to be done backstage, and I think I easily get bored. So I rather be busy, trying to solve more problems and all of that. So with the course of knowing the fact that, okay, I'm this kind of person. So I found myself behind the stage. So presently, and I'm a movie producer, director, and
and an award-winning one at that as well.
of course, award-winning one. Very good at what I do. Very
Wow.
good at what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. And when I work, I don't play. And when I play, I play. Because it's also very important, when you represent Christ, you must not add mediocrity to it because
Oh
people are,
yes,
yes,
watching.
and, there's a narrative that Christians are laid back, they don't put their all, they believe Jesus will do everything. And,
Mm.
and we have been grounded to know better that when you're a child of God, excellence is required at everything you do, and you have one master to answer to, which is God. God is
Wow,
watching you. So with
fantastic.
that consciousness at the back of my mind, I do my all. I put in my best, and I tell myself that I've done my best. And
Oh
I
yes,
believe there's no excuse. Especially if you are where God wants you to be, and you've discovered purpose on time.
purpose.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
just just run. So I think that's it. That's
Wow, that's
wow.
a very powerful CV you have. And I'm going to come back to how your childhood was. But could you just tell us some of the movies that you have produced, especially the award-winning ones, so that the people watching can get to know the work? Because many times we don't get to see people like you who are behind the scene. You know, usually it's the actors, the actresses that usually want to get the shine, but the people that, you know, the brains and the minds behind all of that script and the acting, the directing, many times we don't know some of these great minds like you who put those movies together. So can you tell us some of the works that you have done, especially the ones that you know, got those some of the awards that you have won?
Okay. So I started in the industry as a script supervisor. So as a script supervisor, meaning that a continuity manager. So from that, I've won a lot of awards for that, which I will just mention Journey to Self. So Journey to Self won a lot of awards and gave me another recognitions, which is CNN inside Africa came to Nigeria and they happened
Wow.
to be in that set and my pictures went then it was
Remember.
big, BlackBerry that period.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
people that were, yes,
I
so
remember that
that
year.
was recognition. That particular movie too did so well, as a
Wow.
lot of, but I'm not sure it's still on Netflix. But for a while it was on Netflix. Then of course I moved from that as an AD, quite a number of films. But presently I have In Line that I produced. So it won a lot of awards. Got some
In life,
awards in America. In Line.
in
In
line.
Line, yes, In
Okay.
Line is still in on Netflix. And
Okay.
Yellow Lights. Yellow Lights, we won a lot of awards. So we did some in Nigeria and some in America.
All
Then,
right.
yes, then I have El Ride. We had On the Edge. We did, I'm calling the most recent.
Okay.
Um,
I hope my wife is taking notes of the movies we're going to watch soon on Netflix.
then most
Yeah.
recent. So the most recent was last year at the Toronto Film Festival. One,
Oh, yeah, no, I
um,
saw that. I saw that
yeah,
on your page.
best.
Congratulations, congratulations on those. You know, and it's so interesting that at times you know people, but you really don't know them. Maybe because you worship in the same church, you just see. So you are a global icon, and you are always so down to earth. You know, some people if they have one of these awards, this is how they'll be walking. You know, they'll be walking like this. They'll be-
I'm not so that kind. Immunity is, the Bible says you resist the proud. I
You're
don't want God to
proud, yeah.
resist you.
He
So
gives
it's
grace to
better to
the
calm
humble.
down. And the truth is, when you've not gotten to your destination, there's nothing to be proud about. It's still a journey.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's still more things. There's still more things,
to
more,
accomplish.
more things to accomplish.
All right.
So,
A few seconds ago, I saw your husband. I saw that he joined this live. Thank you, Mr. Grant-Ekong. May God grant you more grace, more testimonies and monies, and wisdom to keep helping this superstar shine. so,
thank you
so
too.
let's go back to the early days, your childhood, right? I think if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up in Festac Town.
Yes.
All right. So tell us a bit about your childhood. Are there some things that you look back and you say, okay, based on how I used to behave as a child, it started pointing to what I'm doing today? Because usually I teach people that how they were born and their background usually has a lot of clues to what their life's purpose is. Because when people become adults, especially those who have gone to schools, sophisticated schools, the knowledge from all those trainings seem to now kind of stuff their mind. They really can't even see self. You know, they are now educated, but they are still illiterate when it comes to the
Mm,
subject of purpose. So
mm,
they don't know who they are, and they now seem to be floating around. They are not fulfilled. Some of them are even in jobs that seem to
mm,
be well-paying jobs, but they just know
Mm.
that something is missing. But all
Mm.
of this can always be traced back to when they were children, childhood, when, children are like blank papers, and then it's experiences and even parental upbringing that now begin to write on that canvas. So, what was childhood like for you? And
Okay.
are there some things you did as a child that you now said, oh, this was why this was at that time based on where you are now?
Yes, I would say childhood would my childhood was great, very interesting. It was it's a large family. So a very large family. And children are during the holiday, you're playing, you're doing one thing. So I just found that I think it was recently I think I had to sit down to think back that oh this thing is true. I used to when I think it was when we did Just Us Girls and we were on live and they were like, yeah, so well and all of that. I was like, okay, it's true. I used to mimic a lot, as a child. Think in my secondary school, primary secondary school, secondary school days. So think early years. And I'm the type that okay, we are tenants, I want to entertain, we'll come up with role play. I'm the one that'll come up with role play. Let's do this. I'll drag my younger ones. We'll come up, we'll mimic. And everybody will laugh. Blah, 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 blah. So when there's party, like close party, those close party
End
within
of year party, yeah.
I want person that will dance so that they will spare us money. I shall come up with my own choreography. I just know that entertainment was it.
Well, has always been in
I
you,
can mimic, yes, I can mimic, people. And, when you start growing up, at a point I thought I would be an athlete because
an athlete.
yes, because I was very good. It's just by reflex, everybody in my house, we do
Oh,
sports.
yes, that's true.
So,
That's true.
yes.
That's true.
So
I know
then,
your elder brothers.
yeah, so we had like a older uncle, like those uncles, like a pastor that would coach.
Mm.
He's also a senior coach, Coach Lati. He used to call them Sunday bad. Yeah, so our reflex,
Oh,
during those long break was to pack everybody to National Stadium and start exhausting all the energy. Imagine children, 9 of us, and
wow.
we were all into sports. I did 400 meters, very good at it. Then by the time we get into secondary, we're back to school, that secondary school. I was shining throughout secondary school from GS3, SS1, SS2, SS3. So I would represent the school. Then we did relays. So I had a nickname, the Racer. So I thought I would be a sport person, that kind of thing. And there was nothing about film or anything in the picture at all.
At that time.
So we thought that would be it because my oldest brother was there. It was like a reflex, that something you could just do. But we found out that along the line, after secondary school, we're still going to, while we are waiting for jam,
University, yeah.
time and all that. So that long period, we're going there and all the competitions, we're going for professional competitions and there was nothing happening. And as a child, I'm very realistic. I'm like, wait, are you sure we're not wasting time? Are you sure I'm
Mm.
supposed to still go through this route? And
Mm.
I was like, I don't think so. Let
Mm.
me do some other things. Then I think along the line, that was when my childhood friend too, she was already in university.
Mm.
And I think it was a long ASU strike, that
Okay.
period. So she
Okay.
was like, they will go to this fellowship. I said, which fellowship? Everybody, we have let them, my parents I'm going to because it's the evening. And as much as we are free, but everybody must be back home by 7 p.m. That
Mm.
kind of thing. And I'm that child that everybody knows in the neighborhood. I'm pretty, everybody knows joy. So be careful about what I do. Before you go and do something bad, just say, hey, we know that she be not joy. I was very careful. And I was like, I have to find a way, to tell my parents about this. And because they also like her, they know that she's from a good home, she's not wayward. So I now say I'm following my friend Ronkel to this church, and it's just fellowship, it's just for youth. Said, okay, just make sure you do all your house chores. So of course I did all my house chores. We do dinner before 6 p.m. So I did everything. So I went to So that was how I joined Davis Christian Center. So
Oh
then it was
wow.
just so then it
Okay.
was just it was
A
just
youth fellowship.
fellowship. Yes. So when I got there, you know, you see youth, everybody is very full of life. They know what they are doing as much as they're in university, they still have business. This one is entrepreneur. I was so pumped up. Like, yeah, this is the kind of gathering. We started praying. I think we did a believers class. There was the section where Pastor K, said, you have to start finding purpose. You have to discover that childhood gift God
Wow.
has put
Wow.
inside of you.
Wow.
So then, there was also strive. I was already into modeling. We're
Oh
doing many
wow.
things
You
as
did
a
many
child.
things.
So I think because the tall, slim, fine girl, they will want you to do modeling. So we had already gone to National Theatre that period.
Okay.
And there was this troupe I saw, but like, this dancing thing I did all of primary school. I was
Good.
carrying my mom's wrapper. The reason is that, are you sure? I tell these people they are not serious. They will be acting something else, but they are doing something else. They are real
Publicly.
stuff. We also
Yeah.
about, as a child, somebody that is not in the industry, you would think I was a bit criticized.
Skeptical. Yeah.
Yes, saying that no, this is it. So, but I found out that being in church, being in that, Christian community and that
Environment. Yeah.
environment, started praying and all of that. So I just said, okay, while we are even waiting for school, and I think that period I took ICANN exam. So the beginners level, that's ACS, that
Yes.
period. So we're waiting for the results to come. I said, well, I'm still waiting 6 months. Let me just, try this trip, you know, because I like to dance, and I think it's nothing serious. It's not, it's not that serious. So that was I joined the troupe, and I just be doing it, and you focus on, school and all that things more serious. So I
Yeah.
think along the line, that was when I didn't think big of it because, to be honest, I thought I would be a sport person. So along the line, I thought I would go to school and I'll be an accountant. I'll
Yeah.
finish as an accountant, and you just normal life and all that. Then thank God for God. So I started praying. I took that decision to just pray. I think we had like fasting and prayer that period.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that period became a church, but I was still just going to the troop, attending just casually. But by the time I started praying, I found out that, okay, give this a try, and you never can tell what will come out of it, gently. And I found out that I joined the troop itself, is even Ojolajipo Theatre Group, if you know the Ogabendo
Wow.
way.
Wow.
So it's a
Wow.
theatre school,
Yeah. Yeah.
where they teach you total theatre, which is acting,
How to write
singing, and
scripts.
dancing. Yes. So I now said, okay, it doesn't take anything, at least because it's just in the evening and 2 times or 3 times a week
A week.
at National Theatre. So I think it was 4 years as at that time. So I I will just sit down casually and I'm looking at everybody. I'm not talking to anybody because I will tell my parents at home that are supposed to, how
So
did
they
you
didn't
get
know. Your parents didn't know you were going for that troop rehearsals and all that.
uh-uh.
They didn't know.
No, only my elder sister. So I
Oh
told
wow.
my elder sister, yes. She wanted to be an actress. She was even acting, but that time, it was a no-brainer. So, but because it wasn't clashing with anything, it wasn't clashing with anything. I was doing what I was supposed to do. It wasn't clashing
Wow.
with much. It wasn't clashing with anything. So I didn't take it seriously. I was just attending and just, now you will know, let's just see. So,
Oh,
but
come out
I
of this.
wanted to also just do that. I know that, okay, this is not it. I
Mm.
remember that I've prayed, it's watch and pray.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was having that nudging to be here. And there are things I saw along the way, just not to say too much of the story. But
Yeah.
the truth is, we now went to the National Theatre. I thought I was going to do we were going for a modeling job. We didn't know that it was the wrong address, and we saw that through. That's how I joined. And from the
Wow.
lessons and all of that, we found that they were moving from theater, that stage, into screen. So for me being screen, they now, and I said, okay, me, I can't do makeup. Oh. I hate to carry load. I want something that has to do with my brain, something that I can wake up and do, something that will help me in my academic, something that would, something that would just
Something
help.
intellectual, yeah.
Yes. So I now picked up script supervising. So that's continuity manager.
Okay.
So found out that it wasn't a female job at all. We had all male. It was a male dominated
Said, yeah,
department.
but wow.
Yes, it was a male dominated department. I said, okay, I like the competition, I like the challenge. Let me pick it up. Found out that I was really good at it. The first day I was on set, I got my first job. So the first day they were like, my boss, then was like, she's very good though. This is whereas you know how they would say something and you just say copy and paste. So that's what I was doing. And not to me that somebody was actually watching. That's the way of female continuity now. And it was a Yoruba movie, one of the very big epic movies. And he was just talking on my behalf. I said, he said, how much? I said, I'm not going to collect money in case I mess up. So that you didn't pay me. I didn't pay me. So my boss was like, he collected the money. I don't even know if he collected, but I just went to do the job. And found that I was
really good at it.
Good. Yes, because I paid attention to everything. By then, I already told my parents, and my dad didn't. He didn't see anything wrong with it because I already told him that I'll be great for rehearsal. And see now, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay? So, but before that, I had already prayed. I've already done my own part. So that particular job came, and it was Lagos. We were not traveling to another state. So if it was other states, I told them I can't go to any states. That's I don't know. I'm going to tell my parents that part. So I'm a very young adult. So why am I? It didn't make sense to me, so I didn't bother. So from there, I became. And our job is when they see you work, and it's by referral. You can't print flyer. They see your work. It's word of mouth. So everybody's like, there's joy continuity. There's this female continuity.
And you see, you being a female, doing what was supposedly a male-dominated role, kind of made you a brand. Make you stand out. At that time, you were kind of standing in the gap. The title of your book.
So I wasn't struggling with it. I found out I had this. So by the time I was going to settle to say, okay, what am I going to do now? And I looked at it that this particular industry, I'm not struggling. I'm getting jobs back to back. So why am I not going to pay attention? So I had to pay attention. So that was when I took it seriously.
Wow. You've already answered the two questions I was going to ask you back to back, which is how did you discover yourself in the light of what you do now, and how you got born again? But you've answered it. And three principles I want to bring out from your story is, number one, I always teach young people this, that your purpose is not something you decide, but something you discover. So you must have this open mind and be adventurous. Because after some Christians pray, they now still close their mind and say, this is what must open up for me, God. It is this athletics. It must be this athletics. My uncle is already there. So because they are looking for the easy route, the predictable route, the normal route that looks secure. But you see, you were willing to take a risk, an adventure, and at the same time, you were very responsible with other routines in your life that didn't make your parents to suspect that you were already, engaging in what I'll call the preparation season for your purpose. Second principle is you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. You started out, you were not aware that you were graced by God with the ability within you. But you started out and then you didn't place money in front of, because these are the things that hinder many young people today. Something they have not done before, they're already telling you, this is my charge, they're sending you invoice.
So I would tell people that come to my school, my academy, because it was from the passion of let me have more people, well trained in the industry. So that because I found out that if I refer somebody, they will answer. They will look at the person from my own point of view, knowing that they will look at the person that it's Joy that sent this person. So it's from my own standard that Joy would not take nonsense, Joy would do the job and all of that. So I was like, before somebody will go and mess up, let me take my time to quickly train them, then give them job and do the referral. So because this is, I tell them that if you know the work first, know the work, money will come. By the time they call you for a job, then you can now start placing money in front of it. Let them know your work. Like I said, let them know your work, not your voice. Let them know your work. By the time they know your work, and because some people will just talk, I'll be talking, shouting. Then when it's time for them to do the job, they can't. We've had those kind of experience. And I thank God for, knowing God on time too, because I was born in a Christian home.
Family.
And yes, got baptized, you know how the routine now, once you're 12, 13, you do your baptism and all that. So by the time I joined the CC as a young adult, I had to also rededicate my life to Christ. That from my own consciousness now, I know that I know Christ. I know that I'm born again, and thank God for all those trainings, because a lot of people come to church, they listen to the word. They are not ready to do the word. They are not ready to listen to the guidance. We're privileged to be if you're in a good church, you're privileged to be there.
Oh yes.
You are surrounded by, like minds. Don't take it for granted, because it's for your own good. You do the job, you do your own part, do the work. Then every other thing, you start seeing that it starts playing out.
Falling into
yes.
Okay, so please let me quickly ask you to speak to young people now, especially teenagers. What do you think, in your own opinion, what do you think hinders the teenagers of today from finding their potential, that's their gift, the gift that carries the kind of grace you have, and also their purpose? What do you think are the obstacles hindering today's young people?
I feel they are too in a hurry. They are rushing to discover themselves. As teenagers, you still have time to explore. So they are multi-talented. But you have to know the one that's that
you focus on.
That you focus on, the one that is actually crying out the most, the one you are more graced in. I'm good at. There are some people that are good at everything. When they sing here, they think. When they talk here, there are some people that whatever they do, they come out on
Whatever
top.
they lay their hands on,
yes. Us, for some people like us, whenever we put our mind, to say I'm going to get this done, that means we have to do extra work, read, know some certain details. So I would say for teenagers, it's too early for you to say, I'm going to be a director, I'm going to be an actor. I'm not. Yes, that gift is there. Explore more, calm down. Keep discovering yourself, especially for be patient. Why are you rushing? There's still time. There's still many things to discover. There's still many things. Explore all your gifts. Explore all your gifts. It's only you that will discover yourself. It's only you that will know which one you need to focus on. And also by being guided under the right mentors. You have to find mentors. You have to find people that you can listen to. Because not just listen to people that you are sure that they have your interest at heart, and they are ready to direct you in the right path. And who else will know you better than your creator, God? So you have to
Definitely.
consciously also be praying and finding
Okay.
and checking yourself, meditating, thinking about it that what am I supposed to do? What am I good at? So I'm sure if I had maybe another exposure, like where we were doing, let me put the spot now, we're doing 400 meters. We had some people that were from, their parents were really, really rich. So they just took them out of the country to America and they started excelling. Some people got scholarship and all of. I was not feeling some of that. I wish this. But thank God for the spirit. Another part of me, one thing my father says all the time is do not look at another person's wristwatch to check time. You
Yeah.
can't say you're in Nigeria using American time.
American
Yeah,
time, definitely.
China, you see, yeah,
China is
Australia,
already in tomorrow. China is already in tomorrow.
exactly. So
Yeah.
you have to understand that
Mm.
everybody's race is different.
It's
Everybody's
different.
journey is different. And you have to have contentment, and understand, trust yourself and believe yourself. So don't think if it's this way for another person, it means that
That's
should be
how
your
it must be for
no.
you.
No. So that's why I said you have to also pray and sit down and keep checking. And say, okay, if it's not working this way for me, then how is it supposed to work? You know.
Yeah.
So that one thing that when I'm feeling, as human beings and teenagers, we are always impatient.
Restless. Yeah. Yeah.
Then those are things I'll just calm me down and pray. I say, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? I say, okay, now that I'm here, let me make the most of it. When there's an opportunity, let me know. Let me not miss those opportunities. Let me know what to do at the right time. And if a teenager that is, a Christian, or you happen to be in a church like David Center, you have Camp David, you have all the materials, you are surrounded. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Purpose, you know, I think you have already too many informations that will help you, that will help them,
Yeah.
channel them the right path, to be honest. Unlike my time that you have to, figure it out,
You have
you
to
have to
dig.
try, you have to
You have
think.
to really dig. Yeah. You have
Yes,
to
you have
really
to. So
dig.
there are some children that once you see that, this one actress, this one music, they don't need to explore too much.
Too
But
much.
some
Yeah.
need to not explore because they are good at everything. So they can decide, okay, which one do you really want to do? Because I learned one time from one of my mentors that jack of all trade, master of one, none. Because you get to a point, you are good at everything. When they want to call you for something, which one will they
They call
call you
you
for?
for.
Which
Yeah.
one? What do you want to be known for? As much as I'm telling you, I'm good at a lot of things, but the moment I heard that from him, he's somebody senior in the industry. I had to quickly calm down. I think it was when they picked me for Mnet Face of Africa. So I was supposed to go for that particular competition, because slim model and all that. And I said,
So you,
you're
you
doing
you
this.
were
And I had
chosen as a model, as a face
yes,
model for
yes,
Mnet's Face of Africa. Wow.
yes. Then they used to do that, so I applied. And I was picked. I was supposed to go for the final stage. Then also, I had this spa. I've been massage therapy. So, said, what do you want to be known for? What I do. So you need to push one forward. So I had to calm down and say, no, this is it. Let
Wow.
me build this to a certain level that I'm known for this. With that, you can now feed and branch out into so many other
Any other
aspects. At
thing?
least they've known you for one day because you can't grow four of it at the same time. Some can, but most people can't. So you have to be able to explore on time so that you know when to shed off. Then with time, as you grow older, you will now know which one to pick, which one not to. Athletics, no, thank God I didn't go that route because, what I'm doing now, I can do it at old age. There's no return,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
for fulfillment.
And that's usually that's last week I was speaking in a church. I was talking about the priority of purpose. Why God Himself wants we human beings to follow the path that He already preordained for us. One of the
Mm,
benefits is there is no retirement in that path. There is a refinement. There is you enter a new design. You're like new wine in new wine skin in every
yeah,
season. There's always something fresh, and your body will even remain very youthful if you're using that body for what God originally created it for. You know, so me, I wanted to be a footballer. Imagine, I wanted to be a footballer, and I was very good at it as well. I was chasing it until I had an accident, not on the pitch now. I had an Okada accident, and that accident was where I met Christ. And he
Wow.
revealed clearly to me, said, "You are a preacher, not a footballer." But I still went back to the football. When I left that hospital, I said, "Okay, Jesus, I come into my heart. I gave my life to Christ. He healed me supernaturally." Immediately, 6 months after that, I noticed my leg was stronger now. I ran back to National Stadium. I said, "No," I said, "Lord, this is how we'll do it. When I become a superstar in football, I score a goal, I will write Jesus is Lord under my jersey and lift it up." So I was stubborn. I was stubborn. I was going against the tide, and that's what some teenagers are experiencing now, not because of their own will, but their parents. So I want you to speak now to parents who they believe this is what. Now the parents are wrong, but they are not aware. They are not aware that they are wrong. In their minds, I'm doing the best for you. I want to send you abroad. I want to send you to go and study this thing abroad. I could not study this during my time. I want you to be the XYZ of this family. I've been saving since the day you were born for this. This is the money, but the child has a talent and has found purpose that is pointing towards something that needs to start from Nigeria. So what do you have to say to such parents using your own story? And
Yes. Well, for parents, like my father would say, yeah. So I think when I became a parent, so I understood most of those things they said to us parents. Said our job, we are caretakers. God is your real parent. Their own is to nurture and direct, children to the right path. So your job as a parent is to actually note those gifts. So knowing that children will pick some of your traces, some of the things you too are good at. So like mine, I already know the one that is sport. I already know the one that's like the screen. So it's for you to jot and prayerfully doing that. Because as children, as Christians too, our job is to have godly seed. Abi?
Yeah.
So these children are children from God. They are godly seed under our care, knowing that they've come to this family. God trusts us to direct them in the right path, to nurture them in the right path. So for you as parents is to actually help them identify those gifts on time. Because the truth is, we too are learning. You can't see the future, but you can say, okay, from experience, these are the things. This is this one that is very confident. She's very expressive. This one likes book. This one, this, that. So note all those things. Start helping them on time to explore those talents, those gifts. So that the moment you start exposing them to those gifts, and balancing it with, okay, some will start showing it from secondary school or some secondary school or primary school. So it takes nothing. We are in that era where you can sharpen any gift. You understand? You don't need to wait till you get to abroad to know that, okay, this one, this is it. So all those things, don't ignore them and just say they must go to school. Gone are those days, that you want them to go to school and be professor, and don't try to live your life through your child. Because the fact that our parents are trying to do that, I tell God my dad he was the science who said we should go to a science class and all that. I told you I cannot cope with science class. I think it's commercial. On this formula, I will not. But I went to, okay, I'm strong willed. I quietly, with my innocent face, went to commercial class. I said, Shabuba, I can't even remember. I don't even know what they are saying. But I think with time, E2, because it says those things was E2 was very flexible. So I'll say the same thing. I help a lot of people, some of my friends. I see what they do now. And I'm like, would have done this. They like say, there's no how. They would have told their parents or something.
Wow.
So be that parent, that will help sharpen and discover your child's gift
Child,
on
yeah.
time, so that you won't be the last person. Not that audience, people outside already know that this person is a footballer, this person is a motivational speaker, or this person is going to
And then the parents are the
be
last to discover that.
those kind of things. So you will be the first person to at least let them try it out, and if they're saying this is what they want to say, okay, while you are trying to do this, still consider this. Let's all be seeing it. We're all here now. We'll figure it out one time. So be flexible as a parent, and prayerfully do so, because God is a real parent. He
Parents,
knows.
you heard that. Parents, you heard that. Today is May 14th. Is about 13 days to Children's Day.
Yeah.
Parents, you just had this priceless advice from Mrs. Joy Ekong Grant, or is it Grant-Ekong? Wait, let me see. Grant-Ekong, yes, Grant-Ekong. I'm looking at your book now. So I'm going to come to your book shortly. So Children's Day is around the corner. I want to give a promo. Should I call it like this for parents now? If you really love your child, you should be thinking about helping your child discover purpose early. And we at the Purpose Discovery Academy, we've done something about that. Everything I've been teaching for about 20 plus years, I put it into a digital product, and it's called How to Find Your Purpose in 30 Days. It's a course that will span for a month, but we advise parents to watch it along with their children, so that the insights and the lessons there, even the parents, you can take notes. It can even help you as a parent to, go back in time and maximize the potential you have not yet used. But it's more for younger people. In 30 days, we guarantee you 100% accuracy, clarity to the question, who am I? What was I born to do? What are the gifts I have? So if you're on this call, please kindly put the link on the comment section if you want to buy that course. All right, so that course is currently available at 50% discount. It's still Children's Day promo. We're supposed to have closed it, so please hurry now to Main Stack and get that done. So I'm going to come to your journey into being an author very soon. But I want you to tell us some of the challenges you encountered at the beginning phase, where you were now, navigating the season of becoming a filmmaker. When I hear filmmaker, in fact, I did a research. I asked somebody, I said, how much is it to do like a YouTube movie? And the person told me the amount. I said, oh, wow. I said, that much? He said, yes. I said, oh, man, okay. So anytime I see filmmaker just walking past, in my heart, I salute you. So what were the early challenges you faced, and how did you, overcome those challenges? And we know now that it's obviously profitable. You are doing okay in the UK. You've moved from Lagos to the UK, so it's not beans. It's not a boiling ring in the ocean, like they say. So what was your journey like, and what were the factors that helped you overcome those challenges early?
Okay, so I would say challenges. There's always challenges at every level. So there's always two challenges. But I'll say when I knew for sure that okay, I'm here. While I'm here, for now, I felt I'll just be here for a while and leave. So but I was like, okay, but while I'm here, even if somebody in the in Christendom needs the advice, I'll be able to say, okay, these are the things you need to do. So I understood that I was in an entertainment industry where you're free to do anything, you're free to be whatever you have audience for, whatever. But I also understood that I was also standing as a pillar of light, for other believers, to say, okay, if a Christian is in this industry, yes, I can be there. Because then I think a lot of people were not going into filmmaking because they quote and unquote is for the unbelievers and all that. I said, no, we should go into the world, and shine our light.
Shine the light, yes.
The light You never can tell. And our life, our purpose is actually to live a life of impact. And I learned that on time. Like I said, thank God for the church, and thank God for the gathering, thank God for the people around that you surround yourself with. So I understood that we have to live a life of impact. So with that at the back of my mind, I did all I could, and knowing that it's a male-dominated industry, there's no
Yeah.
story. So I had to put in all the hard work, extra careful at what I do as a work. And I knew that people will look at my work and refer me. So I have to do everything I do, no excuse. I don't grumble. You will not find me among the people that will fight for money. If you can't pay me, I'll just tell God did not pay you. They are owing me, I cannot go and fight.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I will not fight because at the same time I'm supposed to pay bills and all of that. But remember, and I had other things I was also doing, so that I didn't want a situation whereby I'm going into industry like an hungry person. If you understand what I mean, okay, because people do. So on time, I put in the hard work because it's challenging, and not knowing your job. People are looking at what do they have to say about you. At least do your part, do your best. You're not perfect, but at least to your own point, to your own knowledge, do your part. So I understood that it was really challenging, and it got to a point. Instead of rejecting jobs, I'll just pray. I believe us too. So I'll pray some job and say, no, I don't want this job. I don't want this kind of people to call me for any job. Yes, because there are some boss you can't say no to, and they will now tag you or they will mark you in the industry. So because you have some certain clique, I didn't want to be associated with at all. And on time, I started saying I want to be known internationally. I want to do the best. I want to be called for the right one. So I was prayerfully and putting the hard work. So that's the best way, to overcome challenges. So that the way people perceive you also will help the way they treat you. So when they know you're a hard worker, you are professional at what you do, you will put in your best, there's no drama around you, you're not talking too much, you're doing your job, you are disciplined, show up on time, there's no excuse. I did that, then I became a filmmaker. I think it was an opportunity that came for me. Then I was with Mnet. I was working as head of assistant directors. So, and another opportunity came. I stood in, down the line. I knew it was time for me to leave and be an independent producer. I like, where will I start from? I knew it was that season of working for other people, but now be more impactful by helping other production company to launch out. So I prayerfully did that. So by that time, when that opportunity came, I think I had two options that was clashing. So one came that they were going to pay in dollars. So although I'd already earned a particular job in dollars, and second year I was supposed to earn more, and I said no. This other company is a franchise company, and looking at it long term, this is better because I already told myself I will want to marry as a producer, so I can call the shots. I can or to be on my own terms. That kind of thing. I started preparing myself mentally, for marriage and saying, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to build some certain things. Because if you are still below the line, rise above the line, so that it gives me opportunity to bring in more people in church into the industry. Yes. So that I can talk, my voice can count too. And I've worked, I've proven myself. So I was really challenging. So I told the other boss that I'm sorry, I can't do that. Oh, she was so upset. Why will you not? They referred you. The director is coming from London. And this, that. It was really bad. But I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. Because this one is better for my CV. This one is better money, but along the line, I can make that later on. It's just that when you want to transition, it's not about money, and I have to use my own advice. It's not about money. Yes. So I
Wow.
took that, and the rest is history. Now I'm a producer, and then I earned the credit as line producer, and it gave birth to so many other
Many other
things.
things.
Yeah, this
Wow.
challenge, but if you are ready to put in the hard work, put in the hard work and prayerfully do so, put in the hard work, prayerfully do so. Even the level I am, when Amazon came to Nigeria, I think the person that got the contract needed other co-producers. And because I've hired him as an actor, he has seen the way I work. I've never had extras. If I hire him for, let's say, like 7 days, I finish his own beats in 5 days. So
Mm.
I just have one day to do interview, then tell him that we're done. We just wanted to do
So
7 days.
he
We
knows
will
how
start. Yeah,
professional you are. Yeah.
and he has been on my set like 5 times, 6 times. So it's the same standard. He
Mm.
gets better. He comes in, give him the VIP treatment. We don't do the the Nollywood style because he's a veteran too. We give him that respect, in our own little way, and he feels very comfortable and all that. So when it was time for him to surround himself with good co-producers, he said the first name that came was my name. So
Wow.
it was good. So I had already prepared myself for the next level, and we are by then we already, I think we were doing a church project, just as girls to the two. And I told him that the truth is God first, every other thing follows.
Follows.
That this one, once I'm done, then I'll be able to take off this. But with the calendar, let me do this. And I was like, yes. So I was like, okay,
He would
thank God.
wait. Wow.
Yes, he waited because
Awesome.
also I've proven myself
Proving
over
yourself.
over the
Wow.
years.
This is. In fact, everything you're saying. Well, I believe that Booksmart Global Publishing CEO is listening. This has to become a book. This has to become a book. You are a silent hard worker. You are a silent powerhouse. We will need this to be documented for the generations coming. I'm referring to Christians. There's this perception that born again Christians have, like we are lazy when it comes to uh, the work that unbelievers do. When you watch some movies, you'll see the level of excellence. You will know that these people put in the work. When you watch some, I don't want to mention any name. When you watch some Christian movies,
Mm,
the acting is poor, the
mm.
continuity is poor, the costuming, the lighting, and they're quoting scriptures. It's so
So,
annoying.
so, so let me quickly add to what you're saying. The truth is, as a Christian, you need to also be skilled at whatever you do.
You are doing.
If you
Yes.
know you have to make a film for God, remember, God is global audience. Yeah,
Yes.
God of the whole universe. That means everybody need to
Body.
consume that content. So you need to do it with excellence. So as a child of God, you need to also skill yourself. You need to upskill. You need to read. You need to know You need to know your craft
The
really
industry
well.
standards,
You need
the
to. Yeah.
global standard. Yeah. So hearing all of this, I am so inspired, and I feel like we need to bring you. Okay, I know. We're going to travel to UK and interview you properly for the
Okay.
YouTube podcast. Yes, we have the YouTube. So, but then let's talk about your book. This is the first of many, I believe.
Yes.
Stand in the gap. So, I was amongst the first few people that got to know that you were writing a book based on
Yeah.
marital privilege with your publisher. So, what informed this book? And it's such a beautiful piece. I've read a bit. I've not read so much about, but I think it also comes from you being a filmmaker. It was more like listening to a movie.
Yes. Okay. So the book, Stand in the Gap. My very first. Um, when I got here in the UK, I knew before I left Nigeria, I knew that it's a new season. Like there was this particular season, 2019, and I knew when I consciously asked God that what next, I'm a project. I need some significant things to happen. And 2020 just launched me out on another level, on another scale. You know, it was really big. I became deliberate about some certain things. So I know those seasons. So when it was time for me to move to UK, I knew where to move, you know, and what we had in mind was different. And I knew it was UK. I know for now, like I said, okay, yeah, first. So I was still here, didn't hear anything. I was praying, I was worried. I'm like, are you sure? I said, I know what I heard, I know, you know, and what next? What am I supposed to do? In the, you know, I'm not grumbling, but my heart is disturbed, grumbling and all of that. And I'm here and I had an encounter, you know, I had a power nap, just like if you want the short film. And I saw that my daughter's best friend back home in Nigeria, his mom was on his sick bed. No, it was so bad, it was so terrifying. I had that. It was just like 5 minutes. God is showing you so many things. And I'm not a prophet. I don't see vision. I'm just a child of God. You know, I just know that when God says do something, I run. I don't even walk. I give him my all. I do my part. And it was so clear, you know, what I saw. And I knew I was supposed to act on it. So I acted on it, called that to just check on her. That, okay, let me even check on her. Because we're not chummy, but we talk because of the kids. They talk with our phones. And she too, the child is grounded. You know, those kind of things. And it's a friendship that we're encouraging, that we're deliberate about. And also, because growing up, like I said, we're conscious of the fact that God is your parent. We are here as caretakers. We teach them how to pray. Pray for your friends. Pray for everybody that you like. Everybody's annoying you. Pray about it. Because that's person to talk to is God. When mommy, before you come to mommy, come back from school, pray in that classroom. You know, just to teach them the same thing I've enjoyed as a child, because we pray with that routine in the family. And I saw that, and immediately I called my daughter's friend's mom, and I found out that was exactly how I saw it in the dream in the afternoon. Wow. And I also got instruction that, okay, we have to pray, we have to do all of that. And we prayed immediately. And she got healed. Then it got me thinking. I think some days later, she now called that, do I know that the pastor actually called her that the same day she had another, but he couldn't because it was on the minister's conference that he did at the time. So I was like, oh my God. So I'm that available servant that God found so worthy.
Wow.
Reach out to her because she's an intercessor. And she was so weak. She was already praying, God, I can't pray. God, have mercy. You know how you pray and God sent, you know, revealed that to me, and it made me feel peace. You know, I stopped. God has done the healing and deliverance. So, but the lesson for me is, oh, God is with me. And I'm just here grumbling. I'm just here complaining and whining. So I need to, this says a lot that if God can send me to somebody, that means my own matter is sorted now.
Oh, yes.
That means there's somebody that will also, like, it's a done deal. So I now said, okay, this experience, this encounter, I'm going to milk it.
Yeah.
You know, it's so divine that I feel so blessed. I feel so privileged. I feel I feel chosen to be the one God will use to deliver that person, you know, a child of God. You know, when they say they leaves the 99 to find the person, that was our own story. Wow. And I said, thank God I was available, and I heard, and I didn't feel like, because I'm not close to her, I'm not going to just check up.
You just obeyed that instruction.
I linked her to a pastor that, you know, just the instruction, and the prayer was there. I just did a WhatsApp connection but just say amen and praying at the background. So I now said, okay, this experience is not enough. Could it be that the fact that we pray, I teach the children how to pray for everybody, is it because we mention their names in our own morning or evening devotional, and God is looking for, okay, where have they mentioned this? Who is genuinely praying for this family?
Yeah.
I mean, because my daughter has mentioned the friend's mom. I was just thinking a lot of things that, okay, that means all the things we do, all the spiritual routine, or
Yes.
exercise we do is not waste.
It's not
It's
wasted.
activity.
There's a record in
You know,
heaven for everything.
yes, we're actually building the roots. Do you
That's so
understand?
true. That's so true.
We're actually planting. It's just like a tree now, till it grows out. But okay, this is
Mm.
mango tree, this is a coconut tree, that kind of thing. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. For this season, I'm going to do a short film because I'm a filmmaker. I said, okay, where am I to start from? Because I'm supposed to make films here now, connect, and what am I supposed to say to people through my film? Because I know it's my tool to
For
remain relevant
evangelism.
and to be
Yeah.
impactful. So I now said, okay, I'm going to start from a Christian and a faith-based film. Let's do what God has said and just do a Christian film. So I now did that, undiluted, not too much, no fantasy, just the way it is. Then when I finished, I now
Is
said,
the film
okay, but
out now? Is the
the
film out?
lesson, yes, is out.
What's the title?
I'm standing the gap.
Oh,
Standing
really?
guy, it's a short film, but we
Where
did it
where
in
where can
sections.
we watch it? Where can people watch that?
It's on Yamina TV.
Oh, you have oh God. You have a TV station called Iyamina on YouTube, I guess.
Yes, it's on
Oh
YouTube.
wow. I'm gonna subscribe immediately after this show
And
is over.
okay, do you know that this short film got nominated? In short, just got nominated at Toronto Film Festival.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this, yes. So to just show that I didn't do. There's no James Bond, no film, no filmmaker. All those things we do with the shorts and all that. We kept it simple and we did it faith based. That kind of thing where we are just preaching. We are just showing people that the power of prayer. The power prayer is powerful.
Powerful.
Yes, you're talking to God. You're
Mm.
calling him into that situation. You're calling him into that affair. You're calling him into that your plan. And
Mm.
he says he honors faith. Mhm. By just having faith and praying, God answers prayer. Say he doesn't stop prayer, he answers
The
prayer.
answer.
Just to preach that message as simple as possible. Even if it's one person, it's for one person. I've done my own. Then I said the book. We have to now put the lessons, the things you think you're just wasting time. How you have friends and you're praying for everybody. We need to
Mm.
surround ourselves, by praying
Mm.
for each other. It's a circle. I pray for you, you pray for me.
That's
Before
true.
you know it, everybody's standing in the gap,
Yeah,
praying
for
for
one
one
another.
another.
And
Yeah.
there's no room for
So
the enemy to
to
attack us.
penetrate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Powerful.
So
Powerful.
there's something that the Bible says there's an edge around us.
Yes,
So
a hedge
this is
of protection.
consciously creating that edge, building that edge around us, teaching the children to the family routine. I thank God too for my upbringing. I thank God for when I became a young adult, the church I put myself to. Listening to those words, you're not just going to church and are concerned with unnecessary drama. No, you're there
Mm.
for the word of God.
Yeah.
Listen, pay attention, do the work. And as a teenager, you know, you have no business than to hear what
Yeah.
and to explore. You know what I mean, but in the right way. So I now did the book Stand in the Gap, and so that
And
people
Peter.
that don't want to watch, they will read. And if you feel okay, there are some things that I didn't get, the book will answer all of those questions and with
Powerful.
scriptures that help you pray, along the line. So
Powerful. I
that's the
love
news
the
that
first
I've been able to do.
line at the back of the book. When God reveals, He's not informing you, He's inviting you. That's such a powerful. In fact, there should be a shirt that there should be a shirt with that statement, maybe at the back, stand in the gap in front. I'm just sharing ideas as it's coming.
And that is the
Yeah. So, before we let you go, we have to now ask, on the home front, are you able to balance being the wife of Mr. Grant-Ekong, being the mother of your lovely children, and also still finding time for yourself, as a daughter, because you're first a Christian, a child of God, a daughter of the Most High God. How do you juggle all of this, and you seem to have it all together?
Thank God for grace. So that's why I said, I look at it, and I'm grateful to God that I married when I married. Already a producer, and I started like as a single person. I already started doing something, making sure that I come back home, no matter, except maybe we are traveling. I'm shooting outside the country, or I'm shooting outside Lagos. So just to have that habit of always coming back home, so that in the morning before you leave, you can attend to the children. And thank God for my amazing husband. Everybody has their own husband.
Shout out to
You
Mr.
understand?
Grant. Shout out, shout out,
So
shout out. Let me bring my speaker for
I'm already a filmmaker. I'm already a
him.
producer. When we met, and we're talking, we're gisting as friends and all of that. Very secured, and it's supportive, it's pushing, very encouraging. Next level, what are you doing? That kind of thing. Okay. So I'm not, I know that, we are also taught that marriage is partnership.
The teamwork, yes.
Marriage is partnership. It's not every time I'm filming. It's not every time. I'm not filming every day. I have projects and I'm doing. So the time I'm prepping for a movie, I don't have to sleep. We are not out there. We're only just like 9 to 5. You go and recce, and I have a team of people working with me that have
Working with
also
you.
consciously built, trained, to know that, okay, these are the things we do. We have a timeline. We do all of that. So that helps me to balance the house, because I also want to be involved in my children's life. I want to be sure what is happening. And I want to also, it's the husband of my youth. I also want to be there for him,
Yeah.
So the period I'm filming, we already know those dates. It's well communicated among both of us. That, okay, these are the periods, this is when we'll be shooting. So of course, things like my husband is also hands-on in terms of food, and
Okay.
you just balance it. We balance it up. I don't sleep outside my house, except
Wow.
maybe we travel. So it's something I did as a single girl.
Single
You know.
person.
So I already told people, no, I know they sleep. Oh, Shay, you can turn the hotel money to my TV. So I do I have people that picks me, those cabmen that picks me, that takes me to work
So,
on time. I resume, if my call time is 6 a.m., I'm there before 6 a.m., as a single person. Then when we wrap, I have another one that takes me. So I just
wow.
have it all figured out, because, you have to be deliberate about life. You have to be deliberate about the things you want. And the truth is, you're also a Christian too. You're also protecting yourself for unnecessary talk, unnecessary temptation.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. So communicating and working with my husband as knowing that he's my partner, is my friend. I'm not taking him for granted. Okay, understanding man now. Then you leave all the things for him to do, or you rely on ourselves. No, you balance it up. So you do your own part. We already know our roles as wife.
As
You
wife.
know as mother. So do that part. So the period you are not around, you are filming. Everybody know our mom is on location or is filming. So that the days you can't come back, maybe we have late night shoots, will just be a one-off. Then you know that, okay, the next day she will have off. So you just balance it and communicate your plan, with your partner. So that's what I do. I communicate my plan, communicate my schedule with him. And the
Wow.
children also know what
Powerful.
to do. So it's a partnership.
Partnership.
Yeah.
So, guys, you heard that marriage is a partnership, is not a competition, it's a collaboration. It's also a lot, it has a lot to do with communication. I heard you say you prep your husband ahead. When you are not filming, you are present. You ensure that you do what a wife should do, what a mother should do. Your story is just so beautiful to hear. I hear, though you didn't use the words, but you are a powerful leader. You have self-leadership, very high self-leadership quotient. And at the proper time, I believe God will give me the right concept to know where to invite you to come and speak this, on how to manage yourself. You managed your single season, you managed it, you were compact, and then because you're a Christian, one of the things I think has worked for you is this verse of the Bible that says, the footsteps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. As God was, because when God is ordering our footsteps, it's not as if we hear or we see that I'm ordering your footsteps now. But when we get to the location or when we get to a place, it's now our responsibility to perceive and recognize those opportunities.
Yeah.
When you were single, you recognized the theater troupe as an opportunity that God had, put on your path. You recognized the clues that God put on your path to get to where you are, and you maximize them. So the final two questions before I let you go, ma.
Okay.
Being a filmmaker, you started as a script, what was that role
Supervisor.
again? Yeah, script supervisor. So what would you say is the script of purpose that has helped you get to where you are? The second question, final question is, if you could go back to being 16 years old, what advice would you give the 16-year-old version of yourself?
Okay. I'll answer both by starting from the second question.
Okay.
Okay, so my 16-year, I'll just say calm down. Calm down. Because, peer pressure, thank God that I didn't allow peer pressure, get in the way. Listen to your mentors, listen to the people that have gone ahead of you. There's always a role model, the right role model.
Role models.
And surround yourself with the right kind of energy. The people that will prepare you. Because at that age, 16 years, I'm full of life and too many adventures. So I think the way it played out, I'm grateful. So I would have been a lot calmer, and not being, I wouldn't have been too anxious, trying to understand what am I supposed to do. I would have calmed down and just enjoy, like when we write scripts in one, scene two, scene three, suspense, just allow it play out. Because at the end of the day, we still arrive at the destination where God
Are predestined.
and because we also have prayerful parents and we are surrounded by people that that God has put us in charge of, if you understand what I mean, the right
Yeah.
environment. Not God is God is intentional about every one of us.
Oh
So
yes.
I'm grateful to the way it played out. I just calm down.
Mm.
Calm down. You're thinking too much. Yeah,
Be
you're
calm. Be
worrying too
God
much.
calm.
Yeah,
Mm.
the ground and trying to figure it out on time. And I've been a lot calmer. Then scripts of purpose. It wasn't the industry wasn't where I planned I'll be. I felt okay after I worked with them next. That was it. And I'm done, Jerry. Thank God I've done what I'm supposed to do. So because that period, I just called I said in short, everybody I know, I'm going to train them, teach them, and empty everything I know in them. And that gave birth to Joe
Wow.
Academy.
Jehovah
Yeah,
Academy.
yes. And I said I'm going to use my connections, give them job. So when I did that, I got a call from UNDP. So I trained, so that was Amber's time. So they did employability program. So, and of course, I stood out as one of the people feels that I've trained. How you do things quietly and people see you because I'm a gentle giant. I believe that let people see you, let them see the result, let
The
them
work
see the
that you
result.
have done, yeah.
Yes, yes. That your work will speak for you. And this lady called, I couldn't even remember. She was one of our projects that I said, I'm sorry, I can't be part of it, but I can refer somebody really good. But if you need my help, I was involved somehow, but I couldn't remember her face. I think it was when she now called, it made sense, and I was able to train and give work to over 200.
Wow.
People with train, yes,
Wow.
using my connection. And that
Wow.
was so fulfilling. So fulfilling. I'm like, yay! So I know people in this industry, and I will call, please, I just trained these people. Can I send 10 of them to your location? This one will
Wow.
be makeup. So I help them to figure out, okay, if you are good in makeup, you are good as a camera person, or you are the type that is restless and bored, you don't know what to do. Okay, just be a production assistant on set, and train them on set. They found their way. Most of them are directors,
Wow.
producers,
Wow.
writers, referrals. So I thank God that the script of purpose played out unknowingly, for me. I'm able to calm down to now recognize that, okay, you have great here. It's easy for you, but people are struggling with it. Doesn't mean that means this is where God needs you
So
to
wants
be.
you to
It's where
be.
God wants me to be, to remain impactful. And by so doing, because of who I am, because of what I do, I have amazing friends, amazing connection. It's not easy. Kazubi, there's nothing like easy. It's hard
Yeah,
work on me.
definitely.
So I would say crypto purpose, I found purpose by trying to, discover what I'm supposed to do. Some people know on time that this is what they are supposed to do, and they go with
Just walking
on
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. But the moment I calm down and say, this is it, because I felt it was too hard. I felt it was so my industry is, the way you watch film, there's drama. There's
Yeah.
what you see, there's drama. So, because most times when I just finish and come back home, I'm shutting down, not talking to anybody. I don't even want to see any game person. That's how it stopped. And coming back home for me, is a way of refreshing myself so that when I
Yeah.
get back there, okay, let's go again. So for me, I would say script of purpose found, by
Yes.
allowing myself to also listen and being guided by the Holy Spirit, and to know that, okay, if I'm graced here, then this is my place. If I'm finding it easy, because then there's here, and I'm also genuine to myself, and I'm passionate about helping the new
Other people.
generation, other people that want to get into the industry. Okay, you are struggling to make this film. Okay, I can make this film for you. What are your issues? You find that in my hands,
It
it
just
comes,
works
it works. So I'm deliberate about projects or companies like that want to bet their own. So
to
it's like a
pioneer. Yes, you are like
midwife, yes,
a
kind of,
midwife helping those who are. Wow. We'll
yeah.
definitely have to do a part two with you by God's grace. Uh, thank you. If you're just joining us, I have been talking to the phenomenal Joy Grant-Ekong, an award-winning film producer, recent author. This is her first of many books to come. So where can we get this book digitally, the
Okay.
e-copy?
So we have the book on Amazon. So just
Amazon,
go
okay.
on Amazon, Joy Grant-Ekong, stand in the gap. It will be
Okay.
there. Then if you're in Nigeria, you want hard copy, you don't want to go to Amazon. So just send it here. We'll get it to you anywhere you are. We'll send it to you. We have
All right.
copies
All right.
available. Yeah.
All right. So you heard that from our award-winning. Wow. It's just as if we've been talking for 10 minutes, but looking at the time, we've been here almost 90 minutes, and it's just so easy, listening to you. I can be here for another 2 hours, and I will not be bored. All right. I couldn't really, take you up on that Iyamina character, but she has a YouTube channel. If you're watching us for the first time, she has a YouTube channel, Iyamina TV. Some of her works are there. She's the film producer for some award-winning movies like, I think you said On the Edge or something. Did I get that correctly? So go look out for some of those movies on Netflix. This is the face powered with the grace of God, that has produced some of those phenomenal projects. And I know some people that she has trained and are also doing exceptionally well today on their own. So she's not just a success, she's helping other people succeed. And that's the hallmark of a great leader. We want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. Um, Final words as you leave. Final words as you leave. Maybe you want to tell any young person watching this why they should take out time to attend our course, How to Find Purpose in 30 Days. Why is it important to walk in purpose and not just what is popular or what is trending? So do you want to
So,
just speak into that,
yeah.
and then we'll call it a night?
Okay. So I encourage everyone, if you haven't discovered purpose, you're still confused because it's not easy discovering it on your own. So you don't have to go through the long journey of mine. So it's easier when you are being guided by Mr. Purpose. I know I've watched him over the years. He's very passionate, he's true towards it. I remember the days of you going to secondary school, but I don't know if it's
Yeah,
still good.
yeah.
And
You still
remember
do.
all the testimony, all the things those young teenagers would say after school that this is the pastoral school, Obey College. And I was really touched, hearing that. So I will encourage everybody, people who invest in yourself. It's another lifetime investment you are giving yourself and for your generation to come. Discover purpose on time so that you can walk in it fully. And when you discover purpose, there are branches. There are branches into it, and it will help you to know when to navigate to the next season.
Navigate to the next
Yeah,
season.
and how to grow also. Please take up that course. It's not expensive at all. They said if you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
By
It will
ignorance.
cost you.
The cost
So
is
don't
more
try
money.
to make any. There are some things don't learn from experience. Learn from other people's experience by by investing in yourself. This is one great asset. You need. It's a treasure that you need to buy and give yourself.
Thank
Disturb
you
your
so much.
parents, disturb everybody around you that need
Oh,
to
your
get
uncle, yeah.
tell your uncle, tell your enemy, tell your friend, and get it done. You need to discover purpose on time.
Thank
And
you
with
so
that,
much.
told you cannot prayerfully walk in purpose.
Thank you. Oh, wow. It's always hard to say this is the end of the show, but this is where we call it a night. I'll come to you privately later. I have a story I want to turn to a movie.
Okay.
I shared it with my wife, and she was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, I'm very sure." This story, it needs to go out there to bless young people. So thank you for your time. Thank you for pouring into the generation coming behind you. Thank you. A big thank you to your husband as well for supporting you and also releasing you for this almost 90 minutes now. So we must let you go. So we pray that you keep getting those rich projects. Grace will continuously multiply in your hands. Your children will grow up to call you blessed.
Amen.
Many generations after will watch your movies and will be like, wow, there was a powerful, phenomenal called Joy Grant-Ekong that passed through the sands of time and left her footprints, giant footprints in purpose. Thank you
Amen.
so much, man. God bless you.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
everyone, that is our show tonight. It was worth every second, it was worth every minute. And if you have not bought her book, Stand in the Gap, I tell you, it's a good book. It was published by my wife's publishing company. So I can tell you for a fact, it's a powerful book. It encourages us as Christians to stand in the gap for one another in a place of prayer. And there's also a movie, Stand in the Gap, on YouTube TV, Iya Amina TV. In case you are wondering why you have some unique peculiarities and you want to hide rather than stand out, I have a new book that is out as well. Why Am I So Different? It's a powerful book. It will help you clarify. It will help you clarify some of the peculiarities. You know, you were designed by God to stand out, but many people are blending in. Your unique difference is your advantage. It is not a burden. It is not a curse. So I talk about the self-discovery quadrant, how to live a balanced life from the 4 cardinal points that make you a balanced person, your own unique advantage. We have physical copies. We also have digital copies. You can send me a DM on how to get the book. And finally, you can, Zainab Bimbo. Is this Zainab Bimbo that I think it is? Zainab Bimbo. If it is Zainab Bimbo, I think it is. Please just send me a DM. Finally, I was going to say that if you are still wondering about your life's purpose, we have a course, a 30 days course, how to find purpose in 30 days. The sale began. Oh, wow. So good to see you here. We're almost birthday mates. I think it's just 1 day difference. And it's so good to see you. So back to what I was saying, how to find your purpose in 30 days. It's a digital course. You know, all the courses of the Purpose Discovery Academy, we chose 4 of the most important ones that will help you, you know, move from identity crisis, the self-mystery, to self-mastery. All right. Purpose is the most powerful revelation of yourself that you can have. The things that we teach at the Purpose Discovery Academy, I can tell you, they will change your lives. They are not taught in secondary schools or universities anywhere within Africa. That I am sure of. So we have released that product. It's available on Mainstack. You can just click the link in my bio and it takes you right into the LMS portal. We'll come your way again by God's grace at the end of the month. I think that would be on Children's Day or a day after Children's Day for another insightful edition. I'm going to have a very interesting guest and we'll be talking about how to discover your child's DNA, destiny, and natural abilities. God bless you, everybody. Mr. Purpose saying, exceed as you proceed and live a life of purpose. God bless you.